No, I don't mean my old videos on this channel, even though I do hate quite a lot of those too. I mean the very first videos I ever uploaded to YouTube. My original video was actually uploaded on the 6th of March in 2011 at 11:35 AM to the channel Man Man Boy Boy Man, and it was titled The Most Action-Packed Toy in Existence. It's 6 seconds long and goes as follows. One of the most common questions I'm asked is, I want to start a YouTube channel. How can I get people to watch it? And unless you use those embarrassing sub for sub pages or you just happen to go viral one day, chances are it's going to be difficult to get any real attention. And the answer is that there really is no answer. There is no special secret to getting attention on YouTube. Actually, just being a huge cock seems to work. But what it really comes down to is just consistently making videos and getting a bit lucky. And notice how I didn't say videos of quality, because we all have to start somewhere. And chances are that when you first start, you're going to be a little bit shit. IHE wasn't my first channel. In fact, it took me 3 or 4 different channels over the course of 6 years to find one that worked. I mentioned my first channel, Man Man Boy Boy Man, which I still have and use occasionally to this day to upload super serious and well thought out songs for the Up Down album, my ongoing music project. But it wasn't always used for that. Let's rewind to when I first discovered the power of video editing. I remember it so clearly. I'd always liked this idea of making videos, but didn't have a single clue about how to make them. Then one day, this happened. I know this simplistic video from May 2011 might seem like nothing, but when I first dropped the clips into Windows Movie Maker of my friend James crashing his bike into a fence, I noticed that instead of just using 3 static clips from one perspective, I could actually combine the different clips I had to give a much more dynamic and interesting angle. And with that, my interest in video editing began. Suddenly, when I'd watch movies and TV, the cogs starting to fit into place and just make sense as to how these things were actually made. I know this is all really simplistic textbook stuff, but it was just how I figured it all out in my head. So then the next step was to actually start properly making videos. And honestly, some of these end products I'm about to show you from many years ago are pretty embarrassing. Not pretty embarrassing, really embarrassing. But here goes anyway.
The suit didn't make me invincible, but it made me our lost hope.
From editing guns that crudely sit on top of the frame, Birdemic style, to parodying movies like Inglourious Bastards.
You ever heard of the Bear Beaver Killer?
The challenge was to try and find something that would stick, that people would love. Yeah. And in that journey, I made a decision to make a certain type of content that I regret to this very day. And these videos were possibly the worst, most shameful kind of video I'd ever made at the time. Let me try and set the stage for you. What is more lame than an unboxing video? What is more lame than an unboxing video filmed on an iPod Touch 4? What is more lame than an unboxing video that was filmed on an iPod Touch where we unbox a Call of Duty game? What is more lame than an unboxing video that was filmed on a fucking iPod Touch where we pretend to have the new Call of Duty game and change the clickbait title every time a new COD is announced? Well, the answer to that is there's nothing lamer. That is the lamest fucking thing of all time. And I'm ashamed to announce that this is the kind of content I used to make back in October of 2011. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 unboxing parody. The parody being added by me months later. The video wound up with 10,855 views, which to me at the time was incredible. Sure, it had 70 likes to 253 dislikes, but I was thrilled that so many people were actually watching a video that I had made. So instead of taking what worked about that video and trying to improve it or make it funnier, I simply did it again and again And again, they'd get impressive views for me compared to what I was used to, but Jesus Christ, they are bad, and everyone in the comments railed on them. Back then, I'd look at every single comment I'd get, and some of them were so silly that it gave me an idea.
Right. Hello. And welcome to our first episode of Comment Comeback on our Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 fake unboxing, I might add, seeing as some of you have been taking it rather serious.
I'd always found the idea of YouTube comments to be pretty funny things, and seeing as the unboxing videos got so many hate comments, I sure as hell was not short of material for the original Comment Comeback. If you've been watching my channel for a decent amount of time, you'll know that I took this idea and implemented it into IHE many years later.
You are a f***ing retard, go die. But yeah. I must note that before he actually put that, Mega Duffman 007 put I are a f***ing retard, go die.
It's funny how ideas from the past I thought meant nothing or were bad or went nowhere actually came back years later.
You cannot escape your doom.
While struggling to find a type of content that worked, I continued through just about every different type of video you can think of. Poorly done animations, a video called Dubstep Parkour, which was definitely a product of its time because it was a parody of those parkour videos that were everywhere, and also dubstep, which was everywhere at the time. Yeah, that one there is 17-year-old me. Yep. I think by this point I'd moved on from awful Windows Movie Maker onto the simplistic and effective Sony Vegas, which I probably pirated or something because I had absolutely no money at the time. My editing technique just kind of consisted of slowing down and speeding up things I thought were funny. In retrospect, it's not funny. I hope you appreciate that I'm showing you this. You know, I've been hiding this away from all of you for a reason. I did a drawing tutorial called How to Draw Really Great Anime. Imagine where that one goes.
Oh, that's looking great. That is looking great. I'm really impressed by this.
I also did How to Draw David Cameron, former English Prime Minister. Probably the best and weirdest video I'd made before moving channels was named Morty Prest, Amateur Photographer, which was about a moron, who was played by 17-year-old me, who just loved photography.
Now that's a good one!
It's just fucking weird and my sense of humor. Well done, 17-year-old me, for only being 98.5% embarrassing instead of the full 100%. Man with a Strange Fear is an interesting one. In the summer of 2012, my family and I went to Wales for a little holiday in this grotesque caravan where this absolutely ridiculous picture of my old dog Flossie was taken. So my dad was obsessed with the idea of making a video that was scary and Halloween related, despite it being June at the time. So he used some toothpaste and found some metal, which he used to make eyes for a dustbin. I don't really know how to explain it properly. You'll just have to watch it.
Welcome to the House of Fun.
I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse!
The last Man Boy Man video I'm willing to talk about is a pretty important one, actually. It's called Batman and Robin is the worst film ever made. So yeah, I've wanted to talk about bad movies for a long time now. I'd made another episode on The Human Centipede 2 as well, but I couldn't find it anywhere because I think YouTube took it down. I can't really remember.
What comes to mind when someone says, the worst film ever made? Baby Geniuses, epic movie, and Troll 2 may come to mind.
If you listen to my voice, I'm clearly not very comfortable, and I'm painfully quiet. But, you know, it's what you're like when you first get a microphone and you've never made something before and you're a teenager who doesn't know anything. I don't particularly like this video at all, but I do appreciate what it represents in my journey in trying to make half-decent content on YouTube. I'm going to make all the videos I've talked about so far on the Man Boy Man channel public again, so you can watch them and leave your memey comments like you always do. But for those who genuinely find it interesting, the full untouched videos as they were uploaded years ago will be there in full. I've got them linked in the description, so enjoy them at your leisure. So let's move on to another channel that I made. It was a bit less weird and more predictable and boring, and unsurprisingly it was centered around video games. Because 17-year-old Alex really had a lot to add to that genre. While none of the videos are particularly noteworthy, the process of just fucking around with making Let's Plays, making videos, top 5 videos, whatever the fuck it was, did gradually teach me the basics of video production. Whether you like it or not, to make decent videos, you need to have a mixture of abilities that all are required to mix well. So it's no good trying to be an online personality if, well, you have no personality. And that's really what I was trying to figure out and play around with. An effective way to convey myself into a video format that people would enjoy. You've probably noticed that throughout everything I've shown you that only 1 or 2 of these videos actually included my face and or body. I mostly would just use other people as actors, and I do use that word very loosely. For one, because I was too shy and self-conscious when I was 17. Oh, baby. But mostly because I just much prefer to be behind the camera than in front of it. About a month before making IHE, I released this kind of sad video called Family Fridays Episode 1. It obviously never got a sequel, which was kind of like one of those storyteller channel videos with the little cartoon guy in the corner who represents you as you talk. The reason that I find it sad now is because I had this idea for a show where I'd do my best to make questions people would leave in the comments into funny anecdotes or stories or whatever, but none of my 500 subscribers I'd got on that channel really cared, and to this day the video has 198 views, 8 likes, and not a single comment. It was the last breath for that channel, which horribly failed and marked the death of all further content for R&L Games or whatever the fuck it was called. Although the failure of this idea then convinced me to take my frustration, anger, and hyperbole and pour it all into my new project, I Hate Everything. And here we are today. I don't normally ask much from you guys who watch my videos, but there is one thing I wouldn't mind you doing for me if you wouldn't mind. I've made this aforementioned fucking bad video, Family Fridays, public, and I've linked it in the description, and I think it would be amazing if some of you could finally leave a comment like I was really hoping for all those years ago, kind of complete it as a weird poetic full circle, as it were. Whoever the first person is to comment on it, I will post it on Twitter as well, so fucking go now. Hopefully this video has inspired 1 or 2 or 3 or half of you to not give up on your YouTube quest if you also share the same dream I had. Making videos is pretty fun, and we all have to start somewhere. We can't all be the diamond minecart from day one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!